Emily, we're off American Legion Highway. This is Hutchinson Street. You can see just heavy damage down here on the road. A lot of trees down. The tree services have moved in already. And, you know, you can hear the sirens in the distance. A lot of people out here checking out the damage. A lot of significant trees down here on the street. All these people wandering out of their homes. I'm going to round the bend. Look at this. And there are the down power lines, the snapped utility pole. There's that tree right there. So it looks like a lot of people are kind of surveying the damage. Wow, look at this at the end of the street. That's pretty unbelievable as well. The reaction so far here this morning has just been that of disbelief, because this happened very quickly, as we've been talking about all day. And what's even more amazing is now that storm system has moved out of the way, it's a beautiful day out here. But of course, the day is going to be consumed with a lot of people coming out and surveying the damage near their home. Revere police are out here making sure that everybody is okay for the most part, and that appears to be the case. We're trying to be careful to steer away from a lot of the down power lines over here. I want to take a walk over here if we can do that, Kevin. We'll take a walk down the street, because here's another down tree. And that seems to be the theme of the day. As we made our way down Route 1 through the Saugus area, you really didn't see any storm damage there. We saw the heavy flooding in the Burlington area. And I want to come over here for a second. And again, we're live, so there's a possibility we might go up to some people and they may not want to talk, but we're gonna give that a try right now. Let me see if any of these. Hi, I'm Jim Lokey from Channel 5. We're live on the air. Can I talk to one of you?
Oh, no, I'm so shocked. I don't have a...
You're shocked?
Yeah, yes, I can talk about this.
You're okay?
I'm okay, yeah, but just like we don't expect this. Yeah, does that happen?
So we see some, oh, look at this. The tree came up from the roots right here. You can see the root ball. You can barely get inside the home. I see somebody making their way out of the house right now. Everything okay at your house?
Yeah.
You're good?
Yeah, I just don't want to be on
No,
TV.
understandable. It's kind of a shocking situation here.
Very shocking. I was up on the 3rd floor when it was coming through, and I felt the house shake. I looked out the window, and I seen these trees just bent over, and I felt the large boom, and the lights and the electricity went out.
Yeah.
I ran downstairs because we don't have a basement, and I was just standing by the door in case, you know, I had to get out quick. I mean, I'd rather think I'd be outside than inside. Yeah. I don't know. It was scary.
What goes now? You call the insurance company, make sure?
Yeah, I just got off the phone. My car's underneath there.
Huh.
My backyard, I think we have a trampoline now in the backyard. It's not ours. It wasn't there yesterday. Fences are ripped down. It was pretty scary situation to go through, I'll tell you.
I have to tell you, Emily, as you look, and thank you very much, as you look at this, you know, I hate to use the term apocalypse, but I mean, you're seeing everybody just wandering out of the house in disbelief, as you just heard that woman. As you heard that woman say, down here a little bit farther, you could hear the sound of chainsaws in the distance. So really, I mean, it's astounding to see how heavy this stretch of Revere got struck, and we're seeing this damage for a couple of blocks down here. We don't want to venture too far away from where we are right now. What we're going to do is break away for the time being and see what other details we can gather here in Revere. But for the time being, you get a sense of really how all these people have a long day of cleanup and a long wait to get the insurance adjusters out here to get everything back to normal. And it looks like for the time being, it's going to take a while. For now, reporting live in Revere, I'm Jim Lokey, WCVB News Center 5.
Jim, if I could just stick with you for a minute and ask you some questions. I know that you're on a delay with us, so it may be a little difficult for us to communicate here, you know, on the same page. But we did see in some of your video there looked like an electric crew is there assessing the damage. Are they on the scene now?
You know, we've seen a couple of crews out here. Hey, Kevin, watch out. There's a car coming down the street here. I've seen a couple of utility trucks. You know, we saw them as we made our way down here, because I mentioned when we checked in with you about an hour ago, when we were up in the Lexington and Burlington areas, there were NSTAR, there were National Grid crews out there. But, you know, as you heard that woman mention, the power's out in this area, so we're not seeing any activity. If you're referring to that orange truck we saw down the street, I thought it was a power company crew as well. Looks like it's just a tree service that's here, so they're trying to get the trees out of the way to get some of these wires back up. But you saw the damage one street over, how that tree just, in fact, Kevin, let's take a step over here. And Kevin is doing a yeoman's job of just trying to move around and show you as many different scenes of the damage as we can between these two homes right there. And you can see the tree pulling all of those wires down. So we're not just talking utilities, we're talking power, we're talking cable. So this backyard, this is just unreal. As quickly as it happened, and all these people are dealing with the effects of cleaning up. There's another down tree. I would rather steer well clear of these power lines just to be on the safe side. Obviously, power is going to be out. They're going to shut the power down, no doubt about that. But yeah, Emily, we're definitely seeing the utility crews out here early on as they try to get some things back to normal here.
And again, you are on Hutchinson Street at this point. That's down from American Legion Highway. The thing that's striking me, you know, watching you walk around is the blue skies behind you, the sun out, and the ground, you know, doesn't look wet, doesn't look like severe weather just raged through there.
You could not even tell, and what's striking is when we ventured out of the building around 9:30 this morning, and torrential downpours, severe flooding, flash flooding, and then all of a sudden it just moved out of the way, and now you have this bright, brilliant sky, some helicopters ahead. You know, one other thing we noticed down here, and this bears mentioning, because even if you don't live in the area, this is going to affect you if you're trying to venture towards the airport from the Malden and Revere areas, because there are a lot of streets shut down. Traffic is very slow through the area. So if you have to hit the roads, first of all, the best bet, don't make your way down here just to see the damage. You know, we'll show it to you on TV for the most part, but there's a lot of people out here cleaning up. There's a lot of crews out here. There are a lot of police out here. Steer clear of the area for the time being, but as you mentioned right now, as the sun comes up and people are walking out of their houses and seeing what's left right now, it is pretty unbelievable to think about the contrast from what we saw when the storms moved through the area to what we're seeing right now.
And we saw you talk to, you know, several families there. Are you seeing more people kind of emerging as you know, you're going in 360, which is great, kind of showing us everything. Are you seeing more people start to come out of their homes? I mean, the power of this storm is truly incredible when we see not only the damage behind you, but these pictures viewers are sending in, cars flipped over, trees down across the road. I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah, in fact, I think, you know, you think about when you were a kid and a storm moved through the area and there was sort of that let's look outside, let's see, it was sort of a little exciting. Obviously, when you're an adult and you deal with the insurance companies and you have to deal with the utility crews out here, there's some more people out of the homes over in this direction. And you are seeing cars, you know, passing through. Now, I saw the pictures of the cars that were flipped over, and there are a lot of pictures out there of trees falling on top of cars. You saw the woman across the street who can't even get to her car because that tree's in the way. So, yeah, there are people out here surveying the damage, and just you figure with power out, what else are they going to do? They're going to go outside and see what happened right outside their doorstep, at least in this stretch of Revere.